Greetings and welcome to the 8th video of the Euphonium / Baritone / kind of Tuba video series. We're using essential elements. Right now we're looking at the red belt, which are the songs 132 and 150 in your book. The whole section is going to cover numbers 119 to 150 in your book, starting on page 24. So going right to page 24, the first thing you see is a special baritone exercise called the lip slur. So a lip slur is when you basically use your lips to slur down a note. A lip slur requires one thing. You're not moving your fingers. Very smooth, right? Now what we don't want is we don't want to tongue them during a lip slur. We don't want... That wouldn't be a lip slur. The lip slur is when you actually keep the air moving, move to the other note. So within the orange box, you start off with an F to B flat. Let's do this lip slur. Then we have E natural to A natural, second valve. Then E flat to A flat, first valve. Let's go into the exercises in your book. 119, we're going from a G to a D. We're going to F to C, but F to C is a valve. But you can play F, valves 1 and 3. So here's 121. Is going A flat to E flat, first valve. The in-between exercises, I don't do a ton right now because you can figure those out yourself. You're just using those lip slurs while also adding some extra notes in there. We're just, for this purposes, going through a lot of the new stuff to keep you going. 130 is note C. It's a high C, and it's first valve. So tense up those lips, blow your air faster to get that high C. Here's the exercise, 130. Let's turn the page. Page 26 in your Essential Elements book. The very top it talks about repeat signs. It says, repeat the section of music enclosed by the repeat signs. And you can also use the first and second endings with it. So a repeat sign is sometimes you'll start a piece of music, and then partway through they'll put a repeated section that they want done. So you wouldn't repeat generally from the beginning of the song. Let's look at 132, Michael Row the Boat Ashore. This is your first red belt song. There's 2 pickup notes, and then there's that repeat sign. So that means you're not going to repeat the first 2 pickup notes. You're going to repeat starting right on that high B flat. Look at your key signature. You have B flat, E flat, and A flat, first valve. Andante is a slow walking tempo. Mezzo forte is the only dynamic marking that you really have in here, so it's a medium forte. And at the very end, you have a fermata on your last note to hold that E flat for a while, and then a decrescendo to bring that volume down at the very end. You have the first and second endings in here, so you go beginning to the repeat sign, then you go back to the first repeat sign, and then you go all the way to the end while skipping the first part. Okay, let's try this. 133 is just an enjoyable song to play, the Austrian Waltz. Moderato, B flat, E flat, A flat in the key signature in 3, because it's 3/4 times. Sometimes we'll just say in 3. 1, 2, 3. And a forte. Let's keep moving on. 142 is another fun one that I just like to do. I've considered adding this to the red bout. I haven't yet, but let's go through it, because I do want everyone to play this one. Notice if Chanel says first and second endings with that extra repeat sign. Allegro, forte, B flat, E flat, A flat. Always look at those things, the time signature, the key signature, which are the flats you have, your tempo, allegro, any dynamics in here. That'll always help you out when you're sight reading a piece for the first time. Let's keep on moving through our book. Page 28. Look at 147. This is your B-flat concert scale. Look in the orange box above. It says a scale is a sequence of notes in ascending or descending order. It goes up or down. Like a musical ladder, each step is the next consecutive note in the key. This scale is your key of B-flat. 2 flats, B-flat, E-flat. A natural. So that the top and the bottom notes are both B-flats. The interval between the B-flats is an octave. So whenever you have a low note and then a higher version of the same note, B-flat, B-flat, we call that an octave. Okay, the space between those. So 147 is the B-flat concert scale. Basically, you're going to have one of every note. Okay, so that means every alphabetical note you're going to use. A version of it, okay? So in this one you have B-flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A natural, B flat, high B flat. Okay, so there's no extra, like you're not going to see A flat and A natural in a B flat in a scale. You're going to have one or the other. Okay, so here's the B flat concert scale, 147. Underneath that, we have a chord and arpeggio. When you play 2 or more notes together, that's called a chord. When you play, when you skip notes, like in a scale, like if you start B flat, and you skip C, and you go to D, and then you skip E and go to F, that's called an arpeggio when you do some jumps, when you're jumping, okay? And you play 1 note at a time for an arpeggio. Usually a chord is made up of arpeggiated notes all played together. You can't really play 148 because you can't play more than 1 note, so don't get confused. But 149 in your book, Scale and Arpeggio, is a great example of a scale going up, then an arpeggio jumping down. You skip, you jump, and then it has the scale going down, and then you jump up the arpeggio. .150 is your last red belt song, theme from Surprise Symphony. Haydn, who wrote it, was kind of fed up when the audience members would fall asleep during his music. It was so pretty, they just fell asleep. So he created the Surprise Symphony. Notice how the beginning is piano, nice and soft. But by the end of the first line, you have a big accented high B flat that's a forte, the F. So in his song, he had the orchestra playing, lull everyone to sleep, and then all of a sudden everyone played really loud for a note, and everyone jolted awake. And then they went back to quiet, just to mess with their minds a little bit. He was a bit of a jokester. Notice that your key signature is B flat, E flat, A flat. Notice that you're in common time, which was 4 beats in every measure, 4/4 time. Notice your tempo is andante, which is a slow walking tempo. One more thing to notate. Your A's are flat, but towards the end of the first line, you have 2 low A naturals. But the rest of them are first finger flat. So that is the red belt for band karate. The next one we're going to go over is the brown belt. Keep on practicing, keep doing well. We'll see you later.